Yikes. This is where I just woke up. Very nice little hotel here, or big hotel maybe. In Boissevain, Manitoba, I'm on the border of the Turtle Mountain Provincial Park, which is also on the border of Canada and the United States, which explains this massive turtle holding a Canadian and American flag. I am here to fish a border lake called Lake Metigoshe for giant bluegills. There it is, Lake Metigoshe. There's also Turtle Mountain Resort right here. They got a gas station, cabins you can rent, and a really nice restaurant. So, right here is the border of Canada and the United States. This video is presented by Travel Manitoba. I am in the Western region of Manitoba, or I was when I said that. Now I'm in the United States. I am literally on the border. That is the tree line marking the border. Tiller life is going on in the United States right now, and truck life is going on in Canada. So after we launch the boat, we'll be in the United States, and then we will quickly duck around the corner and go back into Canada. And most of Metigoshe Lake is in North Dakota proper. There is a couple lakes off of it, Hasselfield and Dromore, that are all in Manitoba, but they're connected to Metigoshe, and it's essentially Metigoshe Lake. So pretty interesting little dynamic here. All of these docks are in the United States, but the cabins are in Manitoba and owned by Manitobans. So every time they want to go down to their dock for a cocktail in the evening, they're actually going to the States. Bizarre. Oh, I'm back in Manitoba. I'm fully in Manitoba. I am going to bring this along today, just in case. We'll just set that here. It's for safekeeping. So it's mid-June, the water is in the low 60s. I don't know if all the fish are gonna be bedding, but there'll certainly be fish in the shallows. So I'm gonna just cruise down the shoreline around these pencil reeds and stuff, see if I can find some concentrations of fish or else singles. I don't have a lot of experience on bluegills. The two baits I'm gonna be using is a white hand-tied hair jig for searching, and then I have a float with a little tungsten jig and a new spike plastic from 13 Fishing. And these are both SR 782, which is 6'6", fast action panfish rods, which is a really good length for working the shoreline or fishing vertical if you want. I've talked about these rods before. And then it's a Stratic 1000 size reel with 5-pound test Power Pro to a 6-pound test fluorocarbon leader in both scenarios. And that is an Ice Buster bobber, going old school there. So I'm gonna start off with the hair jig and just cruise down this shore, cover some water and try and get a feel for what the fish are doing. And you got to work real slow for bluegill. There's no point in fishing super fast like you might for bass or muskie or something, because if you go too fast, you just don't have a hope of intersecting them even if they are there. Water is 65 here. I can see the odd bed here. They're not clumps of beds, but kind of singles it looks like. Oh my goodness. There's a bunch of small bluegills here. Got them. Okay. Oh, he got stuck on a pencil reed. There's another one sitting right here. He's looking at it. If I could put this under a float, he'd probably eat it for sure. He just ate it. Oh, he just dropped it. Those fish wouldn't be bedding. They're just cruising the shoreline. Total pre-spawn, hungry, aggressive, active fish. They're not doing any funny spawning stuff. What is going on here? Here comes another one. Looks really big. Oh my goodness. Okay. I gotta switch over to the float because it's got a smaller tungsten jig on there and there's a bunch of fish right here. So this is a slip float. It's gonna drop that tungsten jig down like maybe a foot. Okay, let's see if we can see these fish. I'm feeling a little bit rusty and a little bit clueless right now. A lot of different nice weeds in the water here. There's cabbage, and then you got pencil reed, which is always good. You can see more fish in the cabbage cruising around. Wow, the shallows are alive. It's been cold like the last week. So now all of a sudden it's like game on. There's that many bluegills and I have not caught one yet. There's definitely beds down there. See the lighter spots? Those are beds everywhere. Look at all those bluegills. Oh my goodness. And I've got the boat positioned right over top of these fish like a big dummy. There must be an in-actual spawn here because otherwise they'd be way spookier. Time to go to the fly rod. Okay, I'm gonna pull the boat out while I rig up, give them time to forget I was ever here. Those beds sneak up on you, and usually when you're not paying attention, you get right over top of them, it's too late, and you spook them all away and they're gone. But for whatever reason, these fish are not spooking. And I'm gonna go to a dry fly, because I saw a bluegill, at least one, eat off the surface. Right there, hopper, sure. Oof. I went from being in such a good mood to such a stressed, bad mood so fast. I can't believe I'm still filming right now. You're lucky. Okay. They're gonna eat a dry fly. Everything's gonna be good. This is a 4-weight, and 4-weight is a really light weight. Like, I only use this for crappie and bluegill, you know, panfish, sunfish type stuff. You wouldn't use this even for trout unless you target tiny trout. Then you've got other issues. Okay, where are we? Look at this. Fish just surfaced right beside the boat. We're gonna catch you on a dry fly. This is a grasshopper imitation. And that initial fall into the water is so important when it first makes that dimple, because that's when a fly would first land on the water and the fish would first be alerted to it. So you're gonna see I'm gonna keep dropping it multiple times. I'm gonna keep slapping it down. Of course, I don't actually mean slapping it down, but just laying it down. 1,000 fish in there. Thought they were gonna eat dries. I mean, this sucks. Maybe the fly rod's a dusk thing, right? You know, when it's pretty out. Did I ruin these fish by being in there? Oh, I got one. Oh my goodness, I got one. I got one. I got a bluegill. And I lost a bluegill. Great. I don't know what to do. Wow. Jeez, crazy. I'm gonna go try some fish I didn't spook, maybe. I'm gonna use the drone to find them, because there's quite a few beds in there. I'm gonna use the drone to cruise the shoreline and find some fish and then go from there. Well, I flew the drone a bit and I found a concentration of fish on beds here. And since I can't catch any fish in my trusty setups anyways, I am going to try delivering the jig to the fish with the drone. This is, by the way, the 4th drone that I've had this year. So it's things like this that lead to losing drones. I don't think there's any doubt about it. How far below? 6 feet? And we're gonna go to, we gotta go bright so we can see it. Pinch the barb, which doesn't do us any favors. Usually I say it doesn't play a factor, but something to do with not catching anything. I'm gonna lean towards the barbless being a big issue right now. Okay, pink and white, hand-tied little feather jig, 1/32 ounce. Let's see what happens. If this works, as much as it's completely impractical, it will drive home the importance of making long casts and being stealthy, because I'm thinking those other fish I kind of spoiled by being all over them. It could be that the stage, the specific stage of spawning that they're in, is such that they're just like really hard to catch. Or it could be that I'm terrible at bluegill fishing and there's something else I should have tried. Drone going up. Everybody happy? I said, is everybody happy? Wish me luck. No visuals yet. Oh, those are beds. Okay, there's a fish on each of these beds. Let's see how close we can get. Probably a bit close, you know, blowing the water and everything. Oh my goodness, he's coming for it anyways. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're gonna get him. He's staring at it. We're right in his home. There, he ate it. Got him. Instantly. Freaking just caught a giant bluegill. Giant bluegill. Look at the size of this bluegill. Oh, please, please, please. Oh my goodness. Come on, come on. Look at the size of this freaking bluegill. Oh my goodness. This is a freaking huge bluegill. Like, this is a freaking giant bluegill. That took 2 seconds. Okay, we gotta figure this out. Woohoo! I gotta give him a drink here real quick. Look at the size of that bluegill. Manitoba monster bluegill on the Mavic drone. Tell me why I couldn't catch that on anything else, and I put that pink jig, the same pink jig, underneath the drone. Are you seeing how freaking giant that gill is? I'm gonna get a quick measurement here. He is right there, 10-inch bluegill on the drone. Dump him back. That took no time. That fish was so mad. Is that cool? Is everybody in a better mood now? I got like a swivel harness in the center here. 6-pound fluorocarbon, dangled that fish, no problem. A tip I've given a million times, but you can see this jig is hanging down at like a 45-degree angle, so it's important to straighten that knot out so that the jig hangs horizontal, even when you're drone fishing. Everybody ready? Thumbs up? This has got to be unethical in some way because this is just too deadly. I mean, first of all, I'm fishing beds, which is questionable, but I'm catch and release fishing. I don't know much about bluegills here, but you probably should release any abnormally large bluegills. Like if you're going to eat some, eat 7, 8 inches and release the 9, 10 inches, I'm imagining, because those are going to be the better genetics fish. Okay, there's some beds. There's a fish. See that fish right there, right below my jig, right below my jig. It's like that fish is anticipating it landing. I've entered the water. I am in the no swim zone. Look at him. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's coming right up to the surface. This is unreal. As soon as I gave it some drop, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How cool was that? I like jigged it with the drone and it's another slob. Like a slob. Get in here. Oh my goodness. Get in here. It's a freaking giant bluegill. Whew. Okay, come here. Okay. Look at this wide body. Jeez. What did I even do? I like dimpled it on the surface and this fish just came up and sucked it in. Look at the size of that bluegill. This is Manitoba, Canada. Can you believe that? Turtle Mountain Provincial Park, Metigoshe Lake. That is just incredible. Away he goes. It's awesome. Well, I've got really low light now. I'm having trouble seeing and all my drone batteries are dead anyways. So all summer long and all winter long, it is game on for these bluegills. Come check out Lake Metigoshe and the Turtle Mountains. It's a beautiful spot here in western Manitoba. Thanks for watching.
Manitoba, Canada's heart beats.